Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. I hope you're doing well. So today we're going to be looking at some perfumes I have in my collection that I spray with caution. These are not the kind of perfumes I would want to be overspraying, and I have certainly had a few not so great experiences with some of these when I have sprayed a bit too much of them. So if it's your first time here, then welcome. I create weekly perfume videos, so don't forget to click the subscribe button below and activate the notification bell as well if you would like to be notified every time I upload a new video. If you enjoy the video, I'd love it if you'd give it a wee thumbs up to let me know that you liked it, and feel free to share your thoughts in the comments section below. So with that being said, it's time to get yourself comfortable and relaxed. Grab a wee drink if you would like to. I don't actually have a drink with me right now. I forgot to bring one through, funnily enough. But with all that being said, let's get started with the video. So the first fragrance I spray with caution in my collection is actually Armani My Way. And I kind of feel like I didn't realise how strong this perfume was at first. But these days, when I've worn it a bit more, I've really noticed how strong this is. And actually, the other week, I sprayed this the way I would spray many of my fragrances. So I would spray a bit more, and I sprayed it like on my pulse points, all over my clothes and things like that. And I actually found it really too much. Throughout the day, I wore it to work actually, and I could really smell it on myself quite intensely throughout the day actually. It was kind of too much. It made me feel a little bit nauseous actually. I really wasn't expecting that from this one. It really kind of surprised me in that way. And now I definitely would not be spraying too much of this. I'll go easier on the sprays. I kind of feel like this fragrance might even smell a bit nicer if I was to just do a light misting in the air and kind of walk through it for more of a subtle application, because I certainly found it too much when I oversprayed it the last time, and that is Armani My Way. Next up we have another fragrance that I actually had to learn the hard way not to spray too much of it, and that is Narciso the White Cube. And again, I wouldn't have necessarily expected this to be a super strong, potent fragrance, but I wore this once to work on quite a warm day and I sprayed quite a lot of it. And again, it was just projecting so much. It kind of almost gave me a bit of a headache. It was just super strong, like the muskiness of this was really pulling quite strong on my skin, and it was just creating this like enormous cloud around me that I felt was far too much. It was a little bit suffocating in nature, and I didn't enjoy it at all, unfortunately. So in future I would not be spraying quite as much of this one. I would definitely go lighter with the application. It's definitely surprised me with how strong it is, and at least now I know that going forward. So that is Narciso the White Cube from Narciso Rodriguez. Next up today we have another one from the Narciso Rodriguez house, and this is one that I knew about for quite a long time. I knew how strong this one was, and I never spray too much of this. Well, I try not to anyway. And it is the For Her EDT. And it always kind of amuses me how even though this is an EDT, it's actually stronger than many EDPs that I own. It's really a very potent fragrance. It does have that projecting power. So actually you don't even really need to spray too much of this for others around you to be able to smell it on you. And from that point of view, it's really fantastic, you know, but it's definitely not one I would want to be spraying too much of, that's for sure. I would find it really too much. Again, it would probably be quite nauseating. It might even give me a headache. And I do think, particularly with the Narciso fragrances, I think because they have such a high concentration of that musky accord in there, that can pull really quite strong on my skin. For me personally, I would be quite cautious with the sprays because that musk note can be really quite potent from what I've experienced. So this is definitely a fragrance I would go easy on the sprays with. It's quite strong. This is one where the lid is so difficult to get on and off that I don't even click it on anymore. I just kind of sit it on there because otherwise it's just super like, I'll show you. So that's the lid on, and it's really quite awkward to get off again. So I just tend to sort of sit the lid on top. Yeah, this is a really rich fragrance actually. So you get the osmanthus in here, you have the bergamot, the musk, you have orange blossom, you have vetiver as well, a little touch of vanilla, and overall it's quite a bright, dewy, powdery, musky fragrance that almost feels kind of balmy in nature. It's really, really stunning, you guys. Beautiful level of sweetness in here. It has that really alluring quality that I just love, and it is fantastic. But I definitely would not be spraying too much of this one, and that is Narciso Rodriguez For Her, the EDT version. And if, in case you're wondering, this is the limited edition generous spray size 75ml. I get asked that from time to time, you know, like, why does the bottle look different? That's why it looks different. It's the generous spray version of it. The next fragrance I have in my collection that I would definitely not want to be spraying too much of is Sophia by Sofia Vergara. And this fragrance really is super potent in my opinion. Like, it really is quite strong, and I'm pretty sure one day I did spray too much of this and I found it like too much. So these days I would maybe do kind of a light misting, you know, I might do one spray on my wrists, but in general I would want to do a lighter application of this one because it really is quite strong. It's a fantastic fragrance, really, really beautiful, classy, put together, just a great everyday, classic, feminine type of scent. But it's not one that I wear all that often. It's one that I do forget about it quite a lot actually, which is a real shame because it's a total gem. I am going to try and make an effort to wear this one more. And it's just a really nice, versatile, everyday, classy type of scent. I did discover recently that this one layers quite nicely with Lancome's La Vie Belle, which I have a little miniature of here. These two layer quite nicely together. I think it's because they're actually a similar type of scent. Like, to me, they're kind of a similar fragrance family in the way that they actually smell and the mood of them and things like that. So they do blend really nicely together. The La Vie Belle adds a nice sweetness to this, which I feel this can sometimes lack a little bit, and they just really balance each other out. But of course, again, when you layer these two together, both of these are extremely strong. So anyway, that's Sophia by Sofia Vergara and also La Vie Belle, both very strong fragrances that I wouldn't want to spray too much of. Next up today is an absolutely explosive scent, you guys. This one is super, super strong, and that is Delina Exclusif from Parfums de Marley. And actually, I would say the same can be said for the original Delina. So whether you own the original or the Exclusif or both, like, they're both really strong perfumes. I did really find that with the original because I had a little sample of it and I had like a little bit left in my sample and I kind of thought, oh, I'll just use the rest of it up, you know what I mean? So I just went in and used up the rest of my sample, and oh my goodness, I want to say it almost filled up the whole flat. Like, it was just so, so strong. And I think because it was a really warm day in the summer as well, that just encouraged it to project even more. It was just super potent, and it was a shame actually because it really ruined the experience of getting to test out that fragrance, just because I found it far too much and it was really, really suffocating, that original Delina. The same could also be said for the Exclusif. Thankfully that experience hasn't happened to me with this one because I am more cautious with the sprays, but this is definitely a really strong fragrance. Like, I wouldn't want to be spraying too much of this one. And the projecting power on the two Delinas is incredible. I don't really know if the same can be said for the La Rosée. I haven't tried that one, so I can't really comment. But certainly for the original Delina and also the Exclusif, they are two explosive scents that I would not want to overspray. Next up today is the gorgeous original La Nuit Tresor from Lancome. This is a very potent fragrance and it does have that strong projecting power. It's just super strong. I have sprayed quite a lot of this before and it pretty much filtrated throughout the whole flat. And on the whole, I would say it's a fragrance that I won't spray too much of. Unless I'm going on like an evening out and I'm really wanting to be smelled quite strongly, then I'll spray a little bit more of this, but like on the whole, I will be more reserved with the sprays just because of how strong this is, how sharp it is as well, like the fragrance itself, as in like the mood of it. It has quite a lot of attitude about it, I would say. Yeah, like it's quite in your face anyway with the mood of it, and also the strength of it is really strong, so it's a fragrance that I will be a little bit more cautious with the sprays, and that is La Nuit Tresor, the EDP from Lancome. Next today we have this beauty here from Kim Kardashian, and it's actually just called Kim Kardashian, one of her first fragrances, I believe, if not her first. This is the only one I own from Kim Kardashian, actually. I haven't tried any of the KKW scents. A lot of them look really pretty. I really like a lot of the bottles, but I've never been able to try them, and I think I remember them being kind of pricey actually when I looked on the website, so I never got around to ordering those, but this is the one I have tried and I was certainly very impressed. This is a white floral explosion. It's really gorgeous and creamy, fleshy and slightly green in nature, and to me it smells very authentic. And the thing with this one is it's extremely strong. I was really impressed with that. It's a very powerful fragrance. To me, this feels like designer quality at the least. In fact, it reminds me of a few niche fragrances as well. So I would say if you're looking for a good quality, long-lasting, affordable white floral scent, definitely check this one out. I think I picked this one up for around £13 or something ridiculous like that for a 100ml bottle, and it smells really, really good, you guys. It doesn't smell cheap to me at all. It smells kind of luxurious actually. It's kind of mature leaning, sophisticated, quite glamorous actually. Like it's quite a confident fragrance, making a statement. And for all of those reasons, really, I just wouldn't want to overspray this. You definitely don't need to. It's really, really strong, and it's just a fantastic one. I would really recommend it. I actually love wearing this with my Black Opium fragrance. I really find that these two balance each other out and add like an interesting element to each other. The creamy nature of this really goes well with the creamy nature of Black Opium, and they're both slightly powdery in nature as well, so the textures come together beautifully and the notes combine really well in my opinion. And the thing is as well, I would say the Kim Kardashian scent is actually stronger and it projects more than Black Opium, so when you layer them together you're going to get more longevity out of your scent in general, because this one is going to add to that. So really beautiful layering combination. I've mentioned it before but quite a while ago, so I thought I would just quickly mention that again for you. Definitely worth checking out. If you already own Black Opium, it's well worth picking this bottle up. It's only, I got this for like £13, so it's worth picking this one up to try out that layering combination in my opinion, if you're looking for like a new scent to try out and you like white florals, you know? But I can't get over how good this smells, to be honest with you. It really, really smells the business. It smells better than many designer fragrances that I've tried. And also, of course, the lasting power and projection is really good on this as well. So that's Kim Kardashian from Kim Kardashian, a fragrance that I definitely would not need to overspray. Next up today we have Bleu Turquoise from Armani, and this is one that surprised me actually. I didn't realise quite how strong this was until somebody commented on it, and even though they were kind of sitting across the table from me, maybe, I want to say maybe just over an arm's length away, a metre away or something like that, they really did notice how strong this was, and they maybe even found it a little bit too much. So I've tried to bear that in mind since then, because to be honest, I didn't really notice that myself when I was wearing it. Like I could smell it on myself, but I didn't realise how strong it really was. So that's something I've been trying to bear in mind a wee bit with this one, just because I wouldn't want it to be overwhelming for those around me. I do love this one actually. I'm just going to spray a wee bit of it. So when you first spray this fragrance, I find that you get quite a lot of that salt, and then it kind of becomes a bit creamier and smoother as it dries down. and it just becomes a bit more easygoing, I want to say. It's not as punchy. But it's a very strong fragrance. I always say that this one reminds me of like a luxurious spa getaway. Oh, it's so stunning, you guys. Let me know if you've tried this one, if you think it's incredible, or if you think it's maybe not worth the hype, but oh my gosh, it's just so luxurious. You get the salt and vanilla in here, but there's more going on. I can't remember if it's jasmine or... I believe there's cypriol oil in here. There's something giving it almost a pine nuance. And there's a freshness in here that reminds me of like fresh forest air. But it smells very expensive and luxurious and sophisticated. Certainly very elevated as well. I just love this one. It's so beautiful, but it is one that I kind of have to remind myself not to spray too much of, and that is the beautiful Bleu Turquoise from Armani. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments which perfumes you would spray with caution, or are you just an oversprayer in general and you don't really mind? Just let me know what you think in the comments. It's always so nice to hear from you. Thanks again for stopping by. Take care, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon on my next video. Bye!